Hello and welcome to the pinnacle, the final event of the World Championship season. We are here at the World Championship in Chiba in Japan, and we're ready to crown a new champion.
Yep, this time it's no repeat performance from Japan. They were eliminated by the end of the quarterfinals.
Yep.
Also, nothing from the United States. They were eliminated before top 8. Nothing from Canada. They didn't make it past top 8 either. So It's been a little rough for North America, but for New Zealand, on the other hand, Australia rather,
it's looking pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And Taiwan as well, and I don't think we've seen a competitor from Taiwan finish this well in quite some time, have we?
No.
I think that the year I went, 2013, Xian Huang, I think he might have been from Taiwan.
From Taiwan.
Yeah,
So
I know that I know he spoke Chinese, so that's why I'm going to assume he's from Taiwan, but he could have been from a different country. But yeah, but if I had to guess.
Yeah, well, certainly
Taiwan.
not two nationalities we usually see in the finals of the World Championships.
Very unique matchup as far as that's concerned.
As well as the decks. Yeah, but before that, let's take a look at this VT.
我叫汪嘉信，我来自台湾。我的强项是，我觉得是主牌吧，因为我会用数学去算说要放几张牌。因为我对这个环境大多数的牌组环境做过分析，那针对这个分析，我会知道要在牌组中放什么牌。没错，秘密。
Burden Temnick, Australia. Just playtesting with friends. Most of the people that came here to the World Championships were people that I had traveled to America with a couple of months ago. So we sort of just playtested together, and we all just came to the. We were playing in a tournament in America. I went undefeated, so I had 4 wins in Swiss with 1 draw, and then I won in top 8. So undefeated technically. Everything seems to work out for me.
The third match, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship! On the blue side, from Taiwan, Wang Jiajin! And on the red side, from Australia, Bodan Sunshine Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2018 開始いたします
So, there we go. We have our 2 duelists, and as we were saying, a very interesting matchup in terms of decks.
Yep. Ching playing the pure Trickstar deck, something I didn't expect this tournament. I don't know if y'all expected it, but when I saw this list, I didn't think it was the best. But now, after assessing really how the meta shaped up and the best things to do, Trickstar's looking pretty good.
Yeah,
and he's playing a lot of cards that just match up really well against everything else that's in the format right now as
yes,
well.
Yes. With everyone's eyes towards Goki, maining a bunch of hand traps, a bunch of interactions to beat big boards, Trickstar just sort of goes under all that, right? Just single card advantage engine, easy way to burn out your opponent after you've done a little bit of damage, and they're just stuck with all these dead cards against you.
Boden also taking a stand against Goki in this tournament, playing Altergeist, a deck rather known for its favorable matchup there.
Yeah.
But his unique piece of tech has been Mind Crush throughout the weekend. It allows you to declare the name of any card, and your opponent has to discard all copies of it from their hand if they have it.
Speaking of declaring cards, Bodan also has another very interesting piece of tech that I've been told is the sole reason that he's going to win this matchup.
Ah. Is he thinking that it's the Lullaby of Obedience?
Yes.
What's he planning to use it on in this matchup?
I've been told that he's gonna just kick it back game 1. He's not planning on winning game 1 at all. That doesn't sound like a great plan initially, but That's the plan. And then games 2 and 3, he's hoping to just lullaby of obedience his opponent's Inspector border.
Interesting. Assuming that it goes into the deck.
That's what I said when someone said to me, "Oh yeah, this is the plan."
Yeah,
So
if you lose game 1, then you're going to go first game 2, and they're not going to put in Inspector border, are they?
yeah,
Are they?
I think there's. Please.
I think there's pros and cons to it. Inspector Board is one of the best cards against Altergeist.
It is.
Not close. And I think that the matchup is so slow and back and forth that something like Inspector Border still might be good even if you are going second.
Interesting.
Yeah. You also have to consider that Ching has so many hand traps in his deck that he wants to take out all these cards that are so well lined up against Goki but not Altergeist that he's probably just going to bring in as many cards as he can to make his deck as optimal as possible.
Yeah. And Bodan's willing to risk all of that on 2 copies of Lullaby of Obedience.
Apparently. That's a strategy I've been hearing from the guys who've been speaking to him all day. But we'll see. We'll see. There's probably a bit more to it than that, I'm sure.
We heard his introduction video. Things just work out for him,
if you,
apparently.
Yeah, but if you look at his side deck, he actually has just a ton of cards for this matchup. He has Thunder King Ryo, Sheared Ride, Lullaby of Obedience, Heavy Storm Duster. All of these cards are great here.
Dark Hole's even good because you can't escape with Lycris.
Exactly.
Lycris
Even
all
Ghost
dies.
Ogre and Snow Rabbit isn't that bad. If they Cantina and they don't have Lycris in their hand, it's a great way to stop the chain.
Indeed, and with fewer terraformings in the format, they are less likely to be able to do it.
Right. I think that if Bodan can actually like sneak out game 1 with a good Mind Crush here or there, I think he has a very good shot at winning this.
I do think it does kind of revolve around game 1, though. Like, you can't get into a hole against this particular deck.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
really...
Trickstar can sneak. The thing is, you just said about sneaking out victories.
Yeah.
Trickstar is pretty good at sneaking out victories.
It really, really is. Anytime you get too low on life points, like if they have Light Stage out, you can't get to 1,000 or you're in danger of Lilydell hitting you. And if you don't have monsters on the field, then that number goes up. And the more cards, the more good stuff that they've seen in the game, the number of life points you can't get below without being threatened with, an OTK or something like that, just keeps getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
It's like the old danger zone used to be with Gaga Cowboy.
Yes.
Or Nightmare Shark, and that number just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Trickstar is another entry into the line of things that give you a certain threshold you can't cross without essentially losing the duel.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I'm getting from our discussion is that we're really kind of, this isn't a solved matchup whatsoever. I think
no, it's not.
We're kind of, we're analyzing this as we're thinking about it. There's not a lot of kind of prior data to this matchup because it's not been seen other than in this World Championship stage.
It's because of the prevalence of Trickstar Sky Striker is the whole thing.
Yeah.
Adding the Sky Striker cards to Trickstar made the matchup against Altergeist just so good that it practically removed the deck from the format.
Yeah.
But here, where the Trickstar Sky Striker deck doesn't exist, we can see the natural matchup between the two without the hybrids, and that's I'm excited to see it. That's a pretty good spectacle to have for your final match of the World Championship.
Yeah, I actually cannot wait to see how this plays out. It's going to take a lot of skill from both players to. They were both building their decks to beat Goki. Let's be honest. That's what they were really aiming for here, because they knew it was going to be prevalent. And I think that's important to think going into this final match because they're going to need a lot of skill to be able to use the cards that they have available to themselves to play in a different matchup that they really weren't aiming for.
It's true. So, for example, Lycris does damage when you search and add things to your hand, or actually just when you add things to your hand. But as we mentioned before, one of the reasons Ash Blossom isn't quite as good in this matchup as others is because it does a lot of setting into the field with Altergeist Marionetter. So there are certain things that would normally get you free damage with the Trickstar deck in other matchups that just won't work against Altergeist. But other situations, like leaving Cantina on the field because they play so many trap cards and they need to use a lot of them, could get you more damage that you weren't expecting. So Ching will have to think on his feet as well as this match gets underway.
Yeah. I'm excited. I cannot wait to see how this match plays out. Neither of them are going to be prepared for this whatsoever, and they both look really hyped and ready for this.
Yeah, they've only had about a couple hours since the semifinals ended, and they found out, each one found out who their opponent was going to be.
Yep. So they will have spent hours preparing, talking to the other world's competitors, and figuring out exactly, what the mindset should be. I know. All of the European players and the Oceanic players in Bodan's case have really kind of pulled together in the past few hours to help him, and I can only assume that Ching's fellow competitors have also done the same.
That's the thing. I don't know if they had or not.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing them speaking together, but they might have been doing so in the lunchroom. But I definitely remember seeing basically a mob around Bodan.
Yes.
Getting ready to help him out in this match. So it could be that You know, just like in the TV show, having friends have your back could be the edge you need.
The power of friendship. Okay, Bodan wins the dice roll.
And that's real good news for him.
Yes, absolutely.
16 trap cards in his deck. He'll be able to start playing on his opponent's turn. Immediately.
Yeah.
Let's start the final match. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship! 会場の皆さん、一緒にカウントダウンお願いします。3, 2, 1, duel!
I think another big part of this matchup is going to be the fact that one reason why Altergeist has had so much success this tournament is its ability to interact with the opponent using multi-figure into Silquitous.
Yes.
Right? Bounce effects are huge against decks that rely heavily on the extra deck,
yes.
right? However, against Trickstar, Silquitous I don't think is going to do very much.
No, in fact, it just makes his deck better.
Right.
By giving him more special summons, more searches, more of that good stuff.
So I think that's a very big aspect of the Altergeist deck that usually makes it so strong where it just does not come at all.
I also note that Ching is playing Gozen Match.
This seems like a really short start here for Bodan. Just one single back row card.
It is indeed.
But with multi-figure, a single back row card isn't that bad. If that's personal spoofing, that's everything he needs.
Yeah, could turn into anything.
Yeah.
So the thing, all the Altergeists have different attributes. So if Ching can establish Gozen Match on the field, things like multi-figure become irrelevant.
Yeah. So
Rivalry of Warlords is activated on Tevic's side. Activates Rivalry of Warlords on the end phase. It resolves successfully. Activates Multi-Faker. And Multi-Faker's ability activates as well.
yeah, so the big thing we're going to see
Just as you
multi-figure
said.
do here is try to give him more advantage rather than giving him ways to disrupt his opponent.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be shocked to see. Now, he thought about Meliseek there. I thought he was personally going to go for Meliseek.
Yeah, me too.
But he might be trying to just go for repeated multi-figure activations.
Yeah, I would assume he's light on traps, though, if he only set the Rivalry Warlords.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be the case.
Yeah, I don't know. But thankfully, for Bodan on Ching's end, there's no Candina, no light stage, no start.
No, really not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Straight away, we're seeing these guys kind of enter grind mode.
Do we know if he just didn't start with any monsters or if he chose not to play them?
I did not see. I would assume that he did not start with any, though, because it seems really hard to choose not to normal summon a Candida. Worst case scenario, it gets 1-for-1, right? Your opponent just plays one card to deal with it, and then it's not like you're down.
Rivalry of Warlords doesn't really match up too well here with the all fairies of Trickstars.
Right.
But it would keep some of the tech choices off the field, like Eater of Millions.
Indeed.
Yep. I think purely in this case it was for getting that multi-figure trigger.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, multi-figure is just going up a card, right? Like, the rivalry has basically replaced itself already thanks to multi-figure.
Yeah.
And it still has plenty of applications, like preventing nightmares from being summoned and that sort of thing. Right. But, you don't necessarily need your extra deck at all if you have enough Trickstars. 0, it's not enough Trickstars. All right, Bodan's up. Thinks long and hard about what appears to be monsters. Yeah, I do think you're right about being very trap light. On the standby phase.
Yeah, Gozen Match.
Yes, he flips Gozen Match. Good move. That's a good move. That keeps Silquitous on the field at his only card, and he might be kicking himself for not getting the Meliseek.
Yeah.
That brings us right down to having to have the same type and attribute on the field.
Indeed, and guess what Trickstars are? Light fairies.
We see a Pot of Desires.
Gozen Match. All players must control only one attribute of monsters. And we see Grandmaster getting into a bit of a fight there.
Yeah, with the Nishi, right?
Yep.
With Shogun looming in the shadows.
Yep. Overseeing the battle.
But is it? Or is it one of the imposters? Who knows?
Good point.
Pot of Desires banishes 10. It resolves. And Bodan gets a couple more cards. Does he have any sort of removal for that other than Meloseek?
I'm doubtful.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just going to start going
Infinite
into this.
Impermanence could be a potential out if he sets it in the middle column.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, saves it for his own turn. Even if he has to burn it, if he's able to just take a turn to get rid of the Gozen match, that might be enough.
That's a good point, but he sets nothing.
Something very interesting we spoke about during our previous match, the win rate of this particular matchup at the tournament is heavily favored to Trickstars.
Interesting.
In fact, he's not dropped a single game against Altergeist.
So we'll see what plans he indeed has. Then again, we'll see if he draws any Trickstars.
Yeah.
That's a very important first step there, and the fact that he was looking at his extra deck kind of gives me the impression that he's got something. Oh, Eater of Millions.
Interesting. So yeah, that means he definitely doesn't have any Trickstars.
Yep.
Do you think that Eater of Millions getting rid of this is going to be the right move here?
Yeah,
It's a little tough.
Because it's going to leave Bodan's field then open to choose a new monster.
Yeah, and in particular, he needs the Meloseek, and it can attack past Eater of Millions.
Exactly.
All right, so he takes 5 cards out of his extra deck. Don't need those anyway. I don't think there are too many Light Fairies there other than Holy Angel.
and he's going to move to battle, and Eater of Millions is going to try to gobble up the Silquidus.
Yep. And it's actually got some attack points. It's got 1,000 right now, I believe. 100 for each face-down banish. Actually, no, 15 because he banished on his own.
Yeah, looks like Boden might be looking at Eater of Millions.
Yeah,
See
absolutely.
specifically how it does work.
It does activate, but it is at the start of the damage step, if memory serves correct.
Just as I was saying in our previous match, it's one of those cards where you know what it does in theory. but
Yes.
Checking, I mean, of all the games that you want to check the wording on a card,
Yes.
right now is the correct time.
I mean, it's the difference between whether or not you can Ghost Ogre it or not,
Yeah.
if it activates in the damage step or otherwise. Activates the effect.
Yeah.
Eater of Millions grows 100 larger.
Yeah, I really don't know what Ching expects to happen here. I feel like leaving that Silquidus up was the way that he could eventually draw into one of those Trickstars, stall out the game until he gets his thing going, but
Indeed.
now he knows that Temik has just a grip full of monsters, right? He passed with a single trap card set. He knows he at least has Multi-Figure.
I guess I don't know. I guess Ching felt that he wanted to at least get going.
I think Temnik picked up, he's got the Meloseek, but I think he's picked up Infinite Impermanence.
Yeah, so even if this doesn't go through, he still has a way to potentially answer that Gozen match the following turn.
Indeed.
This might get effect veilered. Yep.
Oh.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, that's going to help.
Yeah, I think it just stifles it just for the turn, though, because that Meloseek can still search another Altergeist card, right, when it's sent to the graveyard?
It can, but it's not going to get sent to the
No, it'll
graveyard.
be banished.
Oh, because the Eater Millions, you're right.
Yeah, he
Oh, with
can't link
Infinite
summon.
Impermanence set. Oh, no. I meant on the following turn, but you're right that Eater Millions would cause it to be banished, but Temik does have the Infinite Impermanence for the Eater Millions.
That's true. He'd have to use it on the attack here.
Yeah, that would also open up
The Gozen match, yeah.
Gozen match, yeah.
So then at resolution of Infinite Impermanence, he could activate Multi-Figure, right? Because the Gozen match has been negated.
Yes.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty big blowout.
Yes, he could.
Yes.
Well, barring, say, a reincarnation.
Right, yes. But then again, there's only one copy of Reincarnation, right?
It's
Yeah.
true. But if he's not drawing monsters, he's got to be drawing something.
You're right.
The attack is declared, and it's,
That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
yeah, because you can't undeclare the attack.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is a blowout.
So Infinite Impermanence will both negate Eater of Millions effects and the effects of Gozen Match because it's in the same column.
I think Ching's realizing that right now. He might have Solemn Judgment set. I think that's what he's considering.
He has to if he's got it.
You kind of got to.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's a choice really to be made here.
Now you got to take your due diligence on it.
Impermanence?
He activates Infinite Impermanence. Is that Infinite Impermanence?
Is
Yes.
Infinite Impermanence. Temnik's I don't. What does that do here?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Does it make it so that he can't multi-faker? No, right? Because the last thing to happen is still Temnic's infinite impermanence, right?
Indeed. I'm not entirely certain what's happening here. All right, so Gozen match is negated, and Meluseek is negated. Oh, no, I know why he did it. It's so that he doesn't lose a card when his monster crashes into
Oh, I
Meluseek.
understand. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's still just all bad, though, right? He basically still loses a card. He's just not going to lose the Gozen match.
Right.
Yeah, I guess in my head, it doesn't really make much of a difference in the long term, I don't think.
Oh, Bone's not going to activate multi-faker here, though. He's just going to let it through.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh, no, it's because Gozen match will reactivate and he'll lose all his cards.
Yes, but can't he, at that point, the Eater Million's still gone, right? So, like, if he multi-fakers into another Meluseek, can't he just, like, send both Meluseeks to the graveyard during the end phase, get 2 searches, and still just be up?
Yeah, you only get 1 search.
Oh, because
It's,
Meluseek's
hard
once
one.
returned, yeah. Okay.
But still, you would be able to at least then.
No, I think Temnic's play is
keeping
correct, though.
Meluseek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you could just send the multi-faker and keep the 2 Meluseeks.
That could also be true, but it's not like he can't do it. I guess it depends how many trap cards he has in his hand, right? Like whether or not he thinks he's going to be able to. Well, does
He doesn't know he's
have
trapped
any
light
trap
right
cards
now.
in his hand.
Yeah.
There aren't any.
Does Meluseek only search monsters?
Yes.
Okay, so he.
Interesting.
I mean, he could still get Marionetter to get a trap card, so he can trigger the multi-faker.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like variables there that definitely a bunch of different lines, but I think that
whatever the
committing
line
the
is,
least,
keeping Meluseek
I think
is
committing the
correct.
least amount of cards is the safest for sure, because it's not like Temnic lost out in that situation at all.
Yeah.
He's grinding away Ching's cards 1 at a time, along with his life points, 500 at a time.
Yeah. I think whatever happened in that situation, he needed to keep the Meluseek on the board to be able to start grinding these cards away from Ching.
I wonder if he banished all of his other cards he could summon with Meluseek.
That's possible.
A lot of desires.
That is possible. Yeah, that's one variable we can't consider.
Ah, okay. There's a Marionetter. Marionetter, when normal summon, you can set an Altergeist trap straight from your deck.
That's going to bolster his trap count a little bit.
We'll see what happens, though. That gets hit by impermanence as well. The double impermanence.
I feel like that's still just fine, though, right? Because it's still just going up a card, basically.
Yes.
I think I saw a flash of an Ash Blossom in Temnic's hand as well, which make things kind of difficult for Ching.
Temnic is so far ahead here.
Yeah, this game is not going how we thought it would at all.
It's just not drawing the monster.
Yeah, did you draw any monster?
Yeah, if he had a single Candina or light stage, this game would have been completely different. He would have been able to put the pressure to make the Gozen match matter.
And now he's got Inquiry to block attacks and negate effects as well. Like, we've actually seen this a lot just today. Just a lot of bad luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of consistency issues, right? That's part of why we talk about, even though Trickstar only needs one of those cards, it still desperately needs one to do anything. If you miss on those 7, it's really rough. Same thing with
the Sky Striker
deck,
was
right?
really rough.
Yeah, it misses on one of those 7 cards. Like, you have some ways that you can maybe meander your way there with Area 0 and the combination with like multi-roll, or just excavating, getting a little lucky. But
yeah, the Altergeist deck is it's completely full of stuff.
Maybe this is just
part of your engine.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Karma Gods coming back to bite Ching after that easy game against Sky Striker, even though it was a favorable matchup in the first place.
That could be it. The RNG sways both ways sometimes, and we saw a lot of that in the Duel Links matchup last time as well.
I felt Ching exhale from here. That's how big an exhale that just was when he drew that card.
Yeah, I mean, with
wow,
this is the deck we were talking about that plays more hand traps than anything we've ever seen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of just dead draws at this point now that Temnic has gotten going.
2 set monsters. Well, I guess in that case they're likely both hand traps.
Yeah. I'm just shocked. I can't believe this match is going the way it is. We thought at least a game 1 was going to go in Ching's favor.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, though, eking it out.
Yeah.
He either needed a key Minecraft or a key way to stop Candina, or what's better than stopping Candina?
Yeah.
Not seeing it at all.
Don't need to stop Candina if you don't have one. Just saying.
Attacks 1 face down monster. It's Ghost Reaper. Takes 1800, and now Ching can only have zombies on the field.
Yeah, so attacking this is going to make him choose one or the other.
There's no choice. It must be zombies.
Yeah, it existed first.
You don't get to choose.
Yeah, I think Temnik might be a little bit confused.
It must be.
Yeah.
It must be zombie.
Yeah, now he understands. It was clear now. Yeah, if both flipped up at the same time, then
you would choose.
There would be a choice.
Yes.
He just got a little bit ahead of himself. I think he's just so excited that this game is going that this.
Yes, yeah,
Indeed.
absolutely.
And you know, if you have questions about Rivalry of Warlords or Gozen Match, or there could be only one because it works the same, we have a nice website available for you on Yu-Gi-Oh!-card.com. Under the Advanced Card Rules section, under Gameplay, there is a specific thing on what do these cards do, how do they work, what am I allowed to do.
Yeah, I remember when I first started traveling to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series, Rivalry of the Warlords and Gozen Match were some of the most confusing cards I didn't understand for a long time.
They really are.
Yeah.
As a judge, I loved understanding all those different things, but it's fallen away from me nowadays. At the time, I used to pride on knowing all those different things, which is why we have so many fantastic judges on the stage to watch over these matches.
So I don't think they can actually look up the website on the iPad right there. I believe they're limited to just the card database.
Yeah. Although that would be pretty
be
useful
helpful
for Ching at this point.
Maybe a little too much outside advice. And he's looking up Hextia right there to see what exactly it does.
Yep.
It gains attack equal to the original attack of the Altergeist it points to. And it can tribute an Altergeist it points to negate the activation or effect of a spell or trap. Oh, and you know when it goes to the graveyard, you get to search for an Altergeist card. Yeah, that too. It only does everything.
But wait, there's more. That's what I heard. That's what it seems like a lot of these Altergeist cards. When I was reading them the first time, it was like, oh, this is solid, but wait, there's more.
Yeah,
and then sometimes there's even just a last little bit.
Yeah. Something good, and then just an extra bit, just in case the good things weren't good enough.
More good things.
Yeah. I've got to say, Bodan's in a good spot here.
Eater Vermilion's not a bad thing to have, though.
No, that's going to help.
You can get rid of that Hextia without sending it to the graveyard, and it's getting pretty big, isn't it?
Yep.
It's 21 face-down banished cards right now, if math serves.
Yep.
It should be, right? 5 from each Eater Vermilion, so that's 2, then another 10 from Desires, and the first Eater Vermilion's attack.
Yep.
It's going to go up even more if this attack goes through.
Eater Vermilion's currently at 27.
Yeah. Honestly, Ching doesn't look phased in any way by what's occurring here.
Ching has been the coolest cucumber I've seen thus far throughout the tournament.
Yeah, having the attack points on Eater Vermilions is really huge, because normally 2 monsters just beat it because it's so small. Normally the only face-down banished cards are the things you banish to play it. So you could just sacrifice a smaller monster to it and then take it out with a bigger one. But in this case, it is the bigger monster, other than Hextia.
The Altergeist cards don't have a huge attack points, do they?
Generally, they don't. Their biggest main deck monster in terms of attack points is Marionetta at 16, and the biggest defense is Conquarium, which I completely forgot about. Now, I completely forgot that he had that in his hand, and Ching might have as well. So it both blocks the attack and it negates the effect of Eater Vermilions for as long as it's face up on the field.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to always play at least one.
It's very, very useful.
Definitely.
It was interesting, the first duel we saw with Ghost Girl in Brains, she was using this card a lot and wound up losing out because he didn't have a monster zone that could be used to summon it. Exco Talker had blocked it off.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when the Conquery is summoned and its effect activates, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is going to destroy it. That worked.
Wow, Bodan's face said it all just then. He was very much, if I had to translate that into words, it was just, wow.
Like Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So yes, there are 2 effects on the Altergeist Conquery. The first one is the attack negation that also special summons Conquery.
So the effect comes back on, but the attack's still negated because of Concrete.
Correct.
Yeah.
It gets 2 effects, not 1. And because the effect is negated, obviously you don't get a replay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just had confirmation there. That's exactly what they were saying about the attack and the negation, about exactly when it starts, stops, and what Ghost Ogre actually does. So,
indeed. So we'll see what Bowden's up to. He's got another Meloseek.
yeah, that's gonna help with the.
I think he's got this one now.
Yeah, well, he can summon one more Eater of Millions, but I don't know if he plays a third.
It's 27 and 12 is 39. So Ching's going to get at least one more turn out of this, but Temnic's going to get to search for some stuff depending on what's banished. Taking a look at his banished cards. And now he's going to make the second Hexia.
Yeah.
There it is. You know things are going well for you when you're making 2 Hexia.
Yes, absolutely.
Searches for another Silquidus, which may in fact be the last Altergeist in his deck.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cards left in Bodan's deck, in fact.
I'd been hearing throughout the weekend that people were actually just decking out, just running out of cards and losing.
Really?
I think it was, mine were the UK players telling me that.
Okay. Wow.
Which is like, really? How?
Yeah. Very cool.
All the decks are so strong, you're sure to go to 0 life and 0 cards.
14 cards left. That seems like a whole bunch.
Yeah, as long as you don't play another Desires.
Yes, that would be bad. As you said, double Hextia. That's
It's hard to deal with, especially
Yeah.
because the first negation will get yet another card.
Yeah.
All right, Jing's up. He's got to do something, and he's got to get it past probably an army of hand traps in Temnic's hand.
Yeah.
I feel like Jing's done really well to even stay in this game.
Really, he really does. His draw was very poor.
There's light stage.
Well, that's
About a millennia too late.
yeah.
That'll get negated. Gets another search. I mean, if you're going to have any chance at all, I guess you have to have Candina.
Yeah.
That's to have any chance at all. Not a huge chance.
No.
That'll put them down to, I believe, 13 cards. Indeed.
It's not looking good for Ching here in this first game of the World Championship Finals.
I think it's going to look even worse, right, next game, because now he'll definitely bring in Inspector Border.
Yes.
That's it.
nothing
Temnic
else.
takes a very clean game 1 after
Yeah.
that first little trap battle that we saw against Eater of Millions.
Yep. So
Looks like
first
you only
game.
need 1 trap if it's if you got multi-faker.
Yeah.
Yep. So our first game here going to Bodan Temnic from Australia. That means just 1 game away from becoming the world champion. Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game 2018.
It's a big accomplishment. And, you know, at the start of the tournament, when we were deciding, you know, what deck would we bring, what deck would you think we were going to win, I was still thinking Altergeist, and it could still happen. But, you know, I got to admit, when I saw the deck list this morning and the way they were matched up for top 4, I was really feeling that, you know, the Trickstar deck could get through there.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly what we said. The Trickstar, all the cards line up well here. Like, he has Gozen Match, he has, like, Candina, just the card advantage engine from that one's crazy. In addition to all, he has actual trap cards in his deck too, like Psalm Strike, Psalm Judgment, Psalm Warning, like real ways to interact in addition to the hand traps. But he just couldn't see a monster. He couldn't see a monster that mattered.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about that. It was
Such
really
are the dangers of dueling.
yeah, a bit of a
The Pop Idol concert ended a little bit early.
yeah, absolutely. But
I don't think
there-
it started.
There is.
Late to the stage.
That's true. Yeah. So we may see them start their performance in the second game.
Well, we're going to need to if we're going to get a game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're going to get an encore.
Otherwise, it's not happening. So Bodan, we'll see if he gets his Lullaby of Obedience tech working here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's take a look at the side decks. So from Temnic's side, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, solid. Effect Veiler, also solid. Just ways to stop Candina are good enough, probably. Thunder King Rao, huge against
good, very
Trickstar. Something that you probably even want going second, because they're going to keep on trying to summon the Candina.
Constantly.
Yeah, so as long as you just clear it once or just get it on the field once, you're good to go. Shared Ride, I still sided ain't even going second against Trickstar because it's still going to be a slower matchup, right? And you still expect them, that's how they're going to win the game, is trying to Candina you every turn.
You got to
right?
watch out for that, though, because you might take yourself out with Lycoris.
That's true. That is true. But I think that getting the extra cards there might help you find a way to stop the Candina chain. And I think that's all Temnic's trying to do. So he also has Lullaby of Beings, which we heard is going to be one of his game plans for this matchup.
That's when he's going first, though, is it not?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
just in general.
Just in general, he's always going to put it in no matter what?
I don't know. It could just be another optimization thing where he's just going to look at his deck, find all the cards he doesn't want, and make the trade. So like some of those hand traps like Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, you know, solid, but maybe they aren't actually what he wants in the matchup. Right? So like, even though they seem like they're cards that he could put in over something like Rivalry of the Warlords or what have you, maybe they don't actually go in.
It's also a little tough with the 2,000 life points.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, you're right, against Trickstar. That's kind of big.
Yeah.
He also has Dark Hole, Heavy Storm Duster, and Solemn Judgment. Heavy Storm Duster, great one
Pretty
here, I'm
good.
sure.
Pretty good. Dark
Solemn
Hole's pretty
Judgment,
good, too.
Yeah, Dark Hole, solid, right? It gives you a way to, when they summon Candina, they're going to hold Lycoris, right, most of the time. Your Dark Hole, they're going to respond with Lycoris. You're going to clear away the Lycoris, they're still going to have Candina, but that's a good opening to summon something like Thunder King Rao.
Especially when there's only one reincarnation in the format.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get multiple special summons back.
Yeah, Solemn Judgment's a bit of a rough one, because you definitely don't want to be paying that much life against Trickstar. But if you have something like Thunder King Ryo up, and you're just trying to make sure that it survives and doesn't get negated, that might be something. It might be a going first card.
Yeah.
That he's hoping to pair with something. Looking
buy that.
at Ching's side, so we have a copy of Effect Valor, 3 copies of Inspector Border. Seems solid, but we'll see. Cyber Dragon, also probably solid. Just if he's trying to take out all these hand trap cards, he's probably going to remove as many things as he can. Shared Ride, maybe not the best. Book of Moon, probably fine. It's just a point of interaction, right? Like, it might help you win a battle.
Or put the Meliseek face down.
Right, yeah, and that would be huge. Both these decks are trying to play very low to the ground, right? They're just summoning monsters, beaten down, just trying to grind out card advantage.
Classic stuff. The classic.
Exactly, yeah. So we saw Book of Moon just be a format all-star for so long. This could be a good point there. Heavy Storm Duster, we talked about how good it is against Trickstar. It's
way
even
better here.
against Altergeist. Yep, so we'll see those come in. Imperial Order, not going to see that one. Only a few spells in the Altergeist deck, not the best. Neil Ceiling, definitely not. Evenly Match, maybe if he's going second.
Could be a game 3 if we've got one.
Yep.
So, the players have side deck, the players ready. Let's head on over to the table.
We were back at it with, it's Inspector Border. Here he is.
There's Pot of Desires to follow it up.
And he can't ash that thanks to Inspector Border.
Nope.
Yep.
That's a rough start. Rough start indeed. But this is one reason why you want Dark Hole in your deck when you're going second. Is
So Inspector Border is a fairly complicated card.
yes, it is.
Right, so would you like to explain maybe to the people at home who don't,
All right.
maybe aren't so familiar with the card and exactly
So
how it works?
First, you can't summon Inspector Border if you have any monsters on the field. It has to be the first monster you play. And while it is on the field, players can only activate a number of monster effects up to the number of special monster card types that are on the field. So Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, Link.
Okay.
And this counts even negated activations. So if, say, there's a Link monster on the field, so you can activate one, and you activate your monster effect, and the activation is negated by Solemn Strike. That's your one. You don't get another one. Unlike other things like Great Shogun Shien, which would not count that.
There is the Lullaby of Obedience. So,
He does ask for Inspector Border.
Yeah.
So this is a very complicated card. While writing the text for this card,
Yes.
nearly gave Kevin a heart attack
Yeah.
back in the day. So this lets you declare the name of one card, one monster.
I think I just heard Ching say that he banished both from the Pot of Desires.
Oh my goodness.
That is so unlucky.
Oh
no.
my goodness. Oh my
What a disaster.
Someone call Todd. Sometimes it doesn't just work.
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
stunned.
Yes.
I am absolutely stunned. Starting with the one border and banishing the other
The other
two, that is
two.
unreal.
That is, in fact, the perfect counter to Bodan's strategy of playing a Lullaby of Obedience and taking his opponent Inspector Borders.
Oh my goodness.
Can't take it if he doesn't have it. Just saying. Wow. I guess the judges here have got to work out kind of how do they legally prove that he's not got any Inspector Borders in his deck, I guess he has to show.
I hate this rule. I absolutely hate this rule.
Yeah, I mean,
because it only applies to things like this. You know, you can't ask your opponent to reveal all their set cards if you're playing Infernity.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something like that. It's just stuff like this, and it's not information you're entitled to.
Yeah. So Tipnik's going to give it a quick look. Doesn't see Inspector Borders. Sees a couple other side deck cards, so now he has a little bit more extra information, but he's pretty diligent about the speed in which he checked. Didn't take too long to study it.
Like, because you're not entitled to that information, you're not allowed to just go slowly through the deck.
Right, exactly.
No,
you just gave it two
gotta
clicks,
look.
double-checked once, and that's it. But there was a Cyber Dragon, so that's probably a little bit of extra info.
Indeed. I mean, we saw it on that particular...
Yeah. The rest of the cards, though, I don't think he saw anything too interesting. He saw, like, Scapegoats, like, very standard cards, so I don't think he really...
cards.
Yeah, I don't even think he saw... I didn't see a copy of Heavy Storm Duster.
Yeah. There's a bunch of info you can get from looking through there, though. Like, stuff like the Scapegoat isn't banished.
Or just, like, what cards he drew. Like, you don't have a lot of time to study, right? But if you see just one Scapegoat, the issue is Pot of Desires, right? Because he Pot of Desires, you really don't know. Normally, you'd be able to look through it and, like, oh, there was only 2 copies of... I don't know. I can't even, I'm blanking right now. There's only 2 copies of Trickstar Light Stage in the deck.
Yes.
One might be in his hand. Oh, wait, he Pot Desires, maybe it's in that 10. It's more likely to be in that 10 banished cards than it is in his hand.
It is.
Yeah.
But it does kind of help at least a little bit about what this face down could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
At
now
least a little
studying,
bit.
now Bowden has to study Inspector Border. He knows he wanted it, but he doesn't know
why
quite exactly how it works.
So, yeah.
Activates infinite impermanence from hand and negate it for the turn. That's certainly one way to get around it.
Yeah,
it works. Does he have Meloseek again?
Yep. At a resolution, he has Multi-Figure, in fact. Not quite Meloseek. Goes a match.
Goes a
maintain,
match.
though.
Oh, no.
This is big.
Oh, no. So he's going to have to summon the monster and send it straight to the yard.
Is that how that works?
If it's chained.
Yeah.
If it's chained to the effect. So normally you wouldn't be allowed to activate the effect at all.
Oh, but the effect's forced to resolve.
Yeah. And then as soon as the resolution happens, that's when they immediately have to apply the effect of Gozen Match to clear up the field to
I don't think that's what the judge ruled it as.
Actually, no, perhaps not. Maybe I need to go read it.
Yeah, I did not think it worked like that. I thought that as soon as Gozen Match resolved, then the monster would not be able to summon anything anymore because...
Oh, no, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of if you special summon multiple monsters of different types at the same time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because it's not simultaneous, it's 2 separate effects.
I did think there was some way where something got sent to the graveyard immediately, but I can't remember
it's
exactly.
if you summon multiple monsters.
Is it?
So I'm looking at Multi-Faker and thinking, oh, it summons multiple monsters, but it's not at the same time because it's multiple effects.
Yeah, well, there we go. Anyway, so I was going to say about Inspector Border, it's not like he's got a small number of attack points either.
No,
so,
it's 2,000 attack and defense.
Yeah, and that's much bigger than any of these Altergeist cards.
Goes to battle and attacks the face down.
So yeah, as long as we enter the damage step and that gets flipped up, then it's going to get sent to the graveyard anyway.
Unless is another multi-figure, then
that's true.
Normal dead. Hits Meloseek, and Meloseek cannot activate.
Because of Inspector Border?
Because of Inspector Border.
Jing with multiple set cards there, that's not gonna feel good for Bodan.
Unless he's got Heavy Storm Duster.
Heavy Storm
That
Duster
would be definitely
big.
good. That would be real good.
Big.
And
But
there
he
it
does. Wow.
I think his other card might be Altergeist Manifestation as well, because he checked his graveyard a bit there, and that's the one that would make the most sense to me right now.
And he loses an
It's the
impermanence
impermanence as well.
Ooh.
If that was Manifestation, though, I think you're supposed to flip it right there.
Like, knowing Bowden's luck in this particular game. Yeah, I was just about to say, it's probably another Gozen match.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why, if he has Manifestation down, though, he's supposed to activate it then and there.
Yeah.
Not going to have another opportunity.
Wow.
That's sad, though, because that's also a 50-50.
Yeah.
Right? He just targeted one of the set back row.
Yeah,
That's
the
this
other
duel
one
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
These first 2 games have been very variance-based.
Yes. What a reversal of fortune there, though, for Ching, who, didn't look so great in that first game. Bodan looking real hot, and now it's just swapped right around.
So Ching still doesn't have a Trickstar.
I was just about to say, the concert still hasn't started, though. There's no stage, there's no Candina. Inspector Border's really ruining the party right now.
And the police shows up. There is no party.
There's no concerts allowed here. Only some straight up single Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know, what I got to say, though, is given the way this game is going, the first time he gets a Trickstar monster, you want to bet Tenmic's got Rivalry of Warlords face down to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think he likely side decked it out, though. That it's just not good enough in this matchup.
That's what I mean.
Ah, spoofing.
Yeah. Personal spoofing. He's going to shuffle it back.
Let's see what he gets here.
What a simplified game state this is.
It is. This
Police
is
are here.
You know, we're going back to 2002 with this. We just got trap cards and monsters fighting each other. And the occasional spell.
2002.
Yeah,
We don't have to go back that far.
Well, we do if we want to draw 2 spell with Pot in the name.
Oh, I guess. I guess.
I don't know what card you guys are talking about.
Oliver's looking at me like, hey, did you steal my Pot of Greed joke? Did you do it?
Yeah,
I did.
I think we did. Yeah, I'm just imagining him in the Asta voice now.
Just shaking his head over there.
Yeah.
As we shuffle up some more.
This is where that Dark Hole would be real nice.
Yeah, that'd be real good. Because we know he's not got another. He's not got another Inspector border.
Yeah, but we know they probably brought it in now. Actually, while it's not that good against the standard Trickstar deck, I think after you know that they're bringing Inspector border, it's definitely a card you want to see.
Mm-hmm. He's going to take 2000 direct on the replay here, though. Unless he's got. No, he's got Manifestation, right? Is that what we decided he probably has?
I have a good read that it's Manifestation,
Yeah,
but I didn't.
he checked the grave. He checked the grave, which makes. I believe so as well.
My dueling senses tingled.
Yeah, exactly. Unless that is like a next level graveyard check. This is definitely Manifestation. Bam, it's Judgment. I don't know. Who knows? It definitely wasn't Judgment, otherwise we'd have seen that on Goza match. But it could be something. Could be anything.
All right, so still attacking directly. And Tenmic's down to Duel Links numbers here, 4,000 life points.
It's not a big clock when they've got Inspector border.
That I was actually going to say the opposite. That's a huge clock. I feel like there's not a lot of monsters that can end the game in 4 turns on its own.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a short one. Short amount of.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very short clock. Yeah, there's only.
It's a huge clock that's very short.
Yeah. Big clock, not a lot of numbers. Just 4 numbers on 1 clock.
This is 2. The only number is 2.
It's 2, yeah.
2. That's how much you're taking every time. And he takes it again.
Yeah.
Although the good Inspector had a little help from Lullaby of Obedience there.
Yes, he certainly did. Which is highly ironic, considering he also has 2,000 attack.
And it's really rough for Bowden that that's supposed to be the surprise tech that just wins you the game, and you just steal the championship for it.
Yeah.
But now that he's revealed it, Ching has a chance to respond to it.
Yeah. I think this next side decking by Ching needs to be very thoughtful. He needs to really have a think about this.
Yeah.
Assuming he wins the match, that is.
Do you think you bring in Inspector border now? I mean, do you bring in both questions? Does Temnic bring in Lullaby, and does Ching bring in Inspector border?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Trickstar Light Stage hits the field, and Bowden has shared ride for it.
That's going to help, but the concert is starting, regardless of the Inspector border being there.
Yep, Ching's still going to take him for a ride, though. Going to give him at least 1 card. Probably not anything else, though.
No.
We can assume he added Candina, but maybe...
Do you just summon Lycoris here?
You may just summon
search Lycoris?
So one thing you got to watch out for is that Altergeist Marionetter has pretty square stats. Well, not quite square, but 1,600 attack, 1,700 defense. So Lycoris can't actually beat it in battle.
Yeah.
And if that set card would be a Marionetter and not the Meluseek, he just bounce off and take some damage and would not be able to end the game this turn.
Yeah.
So I think you just take
But with the light stage, doesn't it have enough attack? Is it 16 plus 2?
It does not boost the attack. It
it's
boosts
damage.
Yeah. It's a separate instance of 200 damage
Indeed.
each time.
But I'm more thinking that if he has Lycoris, he can attack with the Inspector border, attack with Lycoris for 1,800, then he can just pass, and then Bodan loses from the Lycoris effect.
That's true. It's not an activated effect, so it will work. I think I like that a little better, because that guarantees the win.
Yeah, Temnic must have felt really good after game 1, and seeing his game 2, I'm sure he felt great.
What did Ching get here?
He
freezes
the
lockdown.
back row. It is Candina.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both light.
He's probably so used to playing with Rivalry all weekend.
Yeah.
Quick little heat check on that.
Yeah, to be honest, that's just as good, right? Just to get Candina, not activate the effect, attack with border.
It's 2,000 either way, because either border takes out the monster.
Yeah, all the
Candina
Candina.
does 18 plus 2.
Yeah, so this game here in the World Championship Finals for 2018, it's a 1-1.
Yeah. important thing here for Temnik
from Taiwan
is
takes
going
that
to be
game.
not tilting out. I think that game might have ruffled up
Yeah.
him a little. Like you can see his face. He's definitely frustrated by how it went. We were talking about how cool of a cucumber Ching was earlier. You know, he's kept the same demeanor throughout every match, regardless of how far he is ahead or behind.
Yeah.
Saw him sigh once.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Temnik is a bit more emotive.
Yeah.
It's
more of
just
emotion.
such an unlikely coincidence.
That's the thing, man.
And especially after you
Yeah.
hyped yourself up to do that exact thing.
Yes, exactly. I think
Before
that's,
the match.
That's the thing. If you've really thought about that before the match and you've been thinking, yes, this is the moment. This is the moment I shine. I'm gonna bring home the world championships with Lullaby of Obedience, and then it just doesn't work out. That's got to be that's a much bigger kind of deflation of him than when Ching just drew the wrong card and breathed out a little.
Yeah.
That's a big difference in how much emotion that you just lost and expunged from that play.
Still, getting to start Game 3 in the finals with all of your traps and everything intact, that's got to feel a little good.
Yes.
Like, I definitely think you have an advantage with your 16+ traps going first.
Yes, absolutely.
The issue is Candina is going to be really good against a lot of those traps. Light stage 2.
It's true.
They line up real well. And we don't have the table cam on right now for people at home, but I'm pretty sure that Temnik has chosen to keep in the lullabies.
Keep in the lullabies?
Yeah. I don't know about Ching Zen because he's keeping his cards kind of close. But it's definitely going to be an interesting game.
I think he's actually he's like piercing stare at his side deck right now. Ching was just piercing his side deck with his eyes.
Yeah, with how it's hard because it's
Really trying to figure out.
You saw Inspector Border just win you the game right there.
Yeah,
right?
but
Can
you
you
also saw
really
Lullaby.
just not keep it in, knowing how good it is in this matchup?
Yeah. But you also just saw an amazing card to combat the Inspector Border, being the Lullaby of Obedience. It's a real difficult decision.
It's tough, and then you got to figure out, well, how many lullaby is he actually playing?
Yeah.
Was it just a one-off there, or is this really his plan? Is he going all in on this thing?
Yeah, and as we discussed it yesterday, we discussed it today. There's a lot of lights, there's a lot of people. We can see this huge stage behind us.
Yeah, I'm sure nerves are high.
You've got to make that decision with all these eyes watching you right now, and that's tough. That's a tough thing to do.
It is tough, but I think you got to roll with Inspector Border.
Yeah,
I really think
Yeah,
you do, and just hope that he doesn't draw the lullaby again.
Yeah,
or if he does, that you have something to deal with it. Like, could he deal with his own Inspector Border?
Yeah, is
if
there
it
a way?
happened? Has he got Dark Hole or something? He's got Mind Control.
Didn't we say he had Book of Moon?
Yeah, but Mind Control, he has Book of Moon.
You can Mind
still
Control, link
seems
it
rough,
away.
though. Yeah, I don't know.
You've got
I guess he has Infinite Impermanence.
yeah, it's got Impermanence.
But like that's still not that great. I don't know. It's really bad because if you don't draw the Inspector Border and your opponent suddenly has their own Inspector Border, everything goes sideways,
Yeah,
right?
all these things we're saying right now, he's got to weigh up in less than 3 minutes to side deck. About if I don't draw it, he has Lullaby. Is that worse than me having it and then him not having a counter? If I have it and he has,
I think I know
all
why
this
you
stuff.
keep it in.
Yeah.
You keep it in because if you draw Candina, if you don't draw Inspector Border, you can Candina for reincarnation, and when they lullaby, you give it to their hand and then reincarnation.
That's true. You, as the opponent, get to choose where
Right,
to go.
yeah. So I think that would be a good enough reason to keep it in because you have at least 7 ways to get to reincarnation.
Yeah.
In addition to the ways you already have to deal with Inspector Border, and the card is just so good against Altergeist.
Like, the one time it doesn't work
This sounds
though,
like solid logic.
is when the lullaby comes in that first hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why
Yeah,
the number of
Temnik
copies-
goes first,
yes,
right? Yeah.
goes first.
Yeah, that's the ultimate
Yeah,
one
that's-
that's going to
it's
really like play on his mind.
It's not. It's not an easy
I
choice.
do not
It looks like
envy.
he made a decision though.
Yeah,
So
I do not envy
see
Ching
what happens.
right now.
I'm so excited for this game right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did not think I could get more hyped. We went from here to here, boys. I am ready to
Absolutely.
go. Thunderstick in hand. Who you guys rooting for? Blue or red?
Oh God, I don't know.
That's tough. I think in my brain that Trickstar will get this. But in my heart, I still want Altergeist since it was my pick at the start of the
I like that too. I'm going with red.
I've lost track. I've lost track. Of
Red is Woden.
Yeah, red is Altergeist, red is Temnik, red is Australia. We have blue on the other side, Ching from Taiwan piloting Trickstar. The Blue Angel is indeed blue, my friend. Ghost Girl is representing red.
Thunder King.
Thunder King Wild comes down.
Thunder King set pass is pretty good unless he's got Inspector Border.
Right. I remember
That's
the
a
first
reason.
thing I
That's a
thought
good
of.
reason to have Inspector
Yeah.
Border.
Cyber
Dragon.
Oh, he's going to negate it.
Cyber Dragon eats, or rather, Thunder King eats Cyber Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an explosive start to this third game.
Yeah, especially with only a single. Oh, after siding, he has 2 copies of Cyber Dragon in his deck.
Indeed.
So 2 copies is fine. Matches up against Thunder King right with 2 copies. You're going second. You're more
Wow,
likely to
this
draw
is
'cause you have
this
6
is the
cards.
first time we are
the first
seeing
bit of
Ching
motion.
like visibly upset about this situation.
I think he might have forgotten Thunder King's other effects.
Still, do you change your play? I don't think so.
Whoa, but I don't know why. What?
So he attributed Thunder King to negate the special summon.
Of Cyber Dragon, yeah.
And I think
The
Ching might have
inherent
forgotten
summon.
that it had that ability.
But even if you know that, do you change the play? I think getting rid of Thunder King is...
Might have had Book of Moon. That might have been it. I don't know what else he would have.
Oh, Book,
That's
yeah.
gotta
If
be
he has Book, then...
That would be
Wow.
a definite case of just forgetting.
Yeah, 'cause every other card there, right? Like if he has Inspector Board too, just normal summons Inspector Board or attacks. There's
Yeah.
no other thing that would make him really think that hard or wince like that, right?
Yeah.
I guess Infinite Impermanence, but Infinite Impermanence, it
Infinite
could be
would
Infinite
work.
Impermanence.
Infinite would work.
Yeah,
That-
there's
that
a few
might be it,
reasons.
actually.
Yeah. There's a few different reasons that Ching would have been visibly upset
Yeah,
there.
this is the first time I've seen him make that face either.
Yeah, it's got to be big. It has to be big.
Yep, went from a cool cucumber is what I tried to say. A
Cool
cool cucumber to a hot tamale in 2 seconds.
Yeah. And Bodan was fairly happy with the outcome. He's been able to get a Muleseek down, straight out into Linkaribo.
Yeah, and he searches Marionetter,
Yep.
which means he already has Multi-Figure most likely, right?
Most likely.
Unless he just doesn't have a trap card and he needs the Multi-Figure to get there. I mean, that
If he
Marionetter-
doesn't
at
have a
Ching's
trap,
fist.
that's sure
Look at-
ride.
Look at
Yeah.
Ching's fist right now. He is tense.
Yeah, this is a big this is a big aspect of anything competitive though, whether you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, sports, anything, is making sure you don't tilt.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely
You
correct.
just accept the game state, move on. You're not going to gain anything by sitting there grinding
No,
over
thinking
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, one specific mistake that people make quite a bit after they make a mistake in a game is they play to try to correct the mistake, not to win the game.
Yes.
Right, yeah, they don't. Yes, exactly. When you take a line that isn't ideal and you realize halfway through, man, this isn't the best line, it's still mostly better to commit to those lines
Yes.
than just try to switch like your path halfway.
Right.
Ching is really, yeah, the cucumber has certainly changed here. Whew.
Another face down for Bowden. 3 monsters in hand, it looks like.
Okay. He's got to take a breath.
Yep,
let's
now
see
he
what he
looks like
plays.
he's back in it.
So he's I'm
Even
trying to
just the
keep
way
track
he's-
of which one is which in his hand right now, and the card he just drew is still at the top. Now it's not anymore. I just want to see which card he plays so we can maybe get a read at what he had the turn before.
Yeah.
He's thinking long and hard about this
Yeah,
one.
he's considering between the card he just drew and another card in his hand.
A light stage would be really
I
nice.
think this is the card he just drew. It looks like it's going to be
Very
Lycoris.
slowly places Trickstar and Lycoris onto the field. Goes to battle phase, and he's going to draw out the Linkaribo effect. At least try to. Linkaribo tributes. Her effect, or rather her attack points are down to 0.
Goes to end his turn.
On the draw,
Lycoris damage?
100.
Oh, this just went from like 100 to 0 right away with a back to grind game.
I don't know. I think it's
He can't
pretty
have
firmly.
Book of Moon, right? He would set it.
Yeah.
I don't think
really
it's
don't
Book.
know what it could have been.
What could it have been?
For a second, I thought like maybe. I don't know.
If he has
I thought it
Inspector
was, like,
Board, or he just
Duality could
plays
have
it?
been Like, oh, I special summoned the Cyber. No, because it's still Thunder King is still going to stop Duality. I really don't know. He doesn't even play Duality, but I really can't think of a card.
No.
I guess even Impermanence here you've set, right?
Yeah.
Altergeist Marionetter that was searched off of Melseek
Oh,
next.
what if it was Mind Control?
Ah.
What if he had Mind Control plus like a Lycoris, right?
Yeah.
Then he is able to Mind Control the Thunder King round, normal summon Lycoris, link it away.
This is one of those things that you need, that you'd want Clara and Rushka for.
Yeah.
Just
That is
don't
the
have to
only
give up.
one I can think that would work or cause him to have that reaction.
All right, so it gets hit by Effect Veiler,
Yeah.
and he puts it in the graveyard. I do believe I missed something right there.
Yeah. I don't quite understand why it's now in the graveyard.
Oh,
Just using the effects.
I think he might have gone
Oh.
Ghost Ogre Effect
Is he
Veiler.
going to call Inspector Board?
in response.
Yeah, and I think he has it in his deck.
What is he asking for, though?
Inspector Border. Oh, Cyber Dragon.
Oh, Cyber Dragon.
Oh!
That seems smart.
That's incredibly smart.
He knows he's got Cyber Dragon because he's seen it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so heads up by Temnik.
Because he knows he would have summoned Cyber Dragon last turn if he had the other copy.
Yes.
So he can account for that second copy of Cyber Dragon in his deck.
This is what it takes to become the world champion.
Well, it's interesting because he only mained one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if he knew that and didn't know that it was a side decked one as well,
true,
then that could have backfired horribly.
Yeah. This is the statement of the match. This is what it takes to become the world champion.
And I did hear Bowden was trying to tell him, well, it doesn't matter where you put it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just
Yeah, he's
summon
a
it.
special
But
summon it.
It 100% does matter because of Lycoris.
Yeah.
Because you get damage if you put it in their hand.
Is it anytime they add a card from anywhere or specifically their deck?
Yeah, anywhere.
This is
wow.
this is currently being checked by the judges. I just had someone in my ear telling me that that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's every time a card is added to your opponent's hand.
Yep. Yep. So Bodan very happily said, "Yep, I'll take the 200." Wow. I just my mind is blown. He just Lullaby of Obedience for a Cyber Dragon.
Now we're advancing it a little further. We're getting closer to 2004 here with CRV.
Yes.
Temnek was a little confused there because he saw a card that was dropped on top of his hand that wasn't his,
Yeah.
and he had forgotten. And the
Yeah,
huge,
it was going to be in a different sleeve.
yeah.
Come on, that's something you got to remember, right?
Just played Lullaby of Obedience.
I think that the nerves are getting. He realizes how close he is to becoming
Yeah,
the world
exactly.
champion, so he's just being as careful as possible.
All right, here we go. Takes a look at his extra deck.
Might mean
That
that he
sounds
has
like
access to
Eater of
Candina, right? Or Eater of Millions, that could be another one. I was thinking about maybe he has Candina into Lilybell.
Oh! This is my
Mind
Cyber
control.
Dragon. This is my Cyber Dragon. I want it back right now.
I think that's what the card he had on the first turn that made him
Yeah.
really reconsider everything.
Yep,
he did.
exactly.
Yeah, because he could have taken the Thunder King Ryo, and that was it.
He heavy Storm Duster's mind control.
Okay, I'm guessing this is for the
This
for
has
the
to be for multi-faker, yes.
trigger.
Yeah, so that he can probably put up a Silquidus, right? And just disrupt whatever his opponent has, because he only is likely to have a normal summon. So he wants to get the Cyber Dragon back to his hand, so he's going to Silquidus back whatever he normal summons.
Yeah.
Do you think
Well,
that's what it is?
If the normal summon is Lilybell, though, or sorry, is
Candina,
though,
yeah,
then he has
you're
two
right.
summons.
Maybe that's also just the only, because his opponent hasn't been setting spell or traps, right? That could just be the only time he feels like he could actually activate the one trap he has to get the Silquidus.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good play. The Ghost Ogre right there is going to stop Silquidus, unless Bowden's got Altergeist Protocol or Manifestation.
No, I think he's just going to give him Leasig and put himself on the back burner a little bit. But
What is this? I can't see what it is.
it's Millisig.
It is
Yeah, it's
Melissa.
Melissig.
Okay.
Interesting. This is a fantastic game.
Yeah. This is world caliber stuff right here. This is what I said. Neither of these guys are ready for this matchup, but they are just showing their absolute skill to play this game. Guys, we just saw someone Lullaby of Obedience Cyber Dragon.
Yep. And then have it mind control back.
Yes.
It's been a real what year is this moment for a while now.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago when those cards all first came out.
Yeah. Kaiba would be proud of some of these cards being played right now. He really would. Whew.
Lullaby of Obedience is such a weird card. That was definitely on the list
Yeah.
of stuff that, we should make this sometime. But it's
Yeah.
kind of complicated. Oh, but it's so cool.
There's a lot of formats where I feel like Lullaby can just be a blowout. Like we saw it in Zodiac, right? Stealing a Zodiac monster. Here it's great. You can grab their Altergeist monster. There's just so many ways. You can even grab Ray with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that seems huge. It just seems like there's so many applications like that for that card.
Yeah. It's just amazing in the mirror, in any kind of, well, not even the mirror match, just a match where something is useful.
So Nightmare Cerberus would be pretty good right now to put that Melseek away.
It all depends on this back row from Bodan.
I do wonder, though. He flips it.
He's thinking really hard. These next couple decisions are going to define this entire game.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wonder if Chin has, because
Mind
Oh
Crush.
my goodness.
He's going to guess. And it's a guess.
Yeah. Jig is clapping. He is applauding his opponent right now.
Trickstar Lycaris. He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
Oh my God.
There's no Trickstar Lycaris
on the. Oh my God.
So he's going to discard. That's it.
Oh my goodness. Well, we did not see his hand. He did not place it in view of the camera.
No, but we can tell from what just happened. Bodan discarded a card.
He banishes the
For
Cyber
Eater of
Dragon.
Millions.
Eater of Millions. That's
oh
his
my
other
God.
monster.
And he's going to get rid of the Milliseek.
In the safest way he knows to banish it face down.
Oh, man.
I have not seen a better duel than this one in so long.
What a game
That
for
was
the
the
World
biggest gamble by
Championships.
Temnik.
Now, the interesting thing is he can banish more than 5 cards. Not a lot of people know this, but it's at least 5 cards.
Oh, he's just whole pile.
Yeah, send them all away.
As if he just heard.
Eater of Millions is hungry.
6.
Well, this game.
15 and 16. It looks like he just took his entire extra deck there and tossed it.
Yep.
Very,
I think
very
there's still a little bit left,
Seemed like
right?
tokens. I think they were tokens.
Oh.
Unsure. It's a lot. He banished a lot of cards.
Oh, yeah, they're
There's
tokens.
nothing left. Only tokens. So it's on 1,600. Plus then the one monster, 1,700.
And Boden's looking for Marionettor.
Yeah, Bodan just
no
said,
cards in hand, does he?
No, he
I
has
don't see
nothing.
any.
He just mind crushed away the last card.
That's right, he lost it.
It was just Silquidus, though, which wouldn't have helped him out that much. Oh, we see him rubbing. Didn't even slow roll it straight to his hand. Nope, it's just a set card. But I think by that reaction, it might have been a manifestation. I don't know if he's overplaying it. You know what I mean? Oh, we're in time.
We're in time. Last turn of the duel. He can't deal any damage.
Oh, my goodness.
He can't deal any damage.
Chia, the world champion from Taiwan.
Unbelievable.
What a game! What a game! My co-commentators are stunned.
I can't.
What a fantastic game we just saw. Lullaby of Obedience for Cyber Dragon. Give me it back. Mind control.
That's that 2000. The 2000 killed him. That was literally the difference in the game. 2,000 life points in time.
You can just see Ching soaking it in, too. He can't even believe that game because of how just bad it went.
Oh,
We're going to head on over to the stage to hear from our champion, Chia Wang Ching.
それでは勝利したジアン・チン・ワン選手トロフィーの前へお願いいたします。優勝おめでとうございます。今の気持ちをお聞かせください。
很高兴今天打到今天的冠军，那很谢谢陪我练牌的大家，还有我的家人，还有我的女朋友，谢谢大家。
It's very happy to win the champion this time, and thanks for all my friends training with me, and my family and my girlfriend. Thank you.
今年のチャンピオンになれてとても嬉しいです。友達のみんな、私の恋人、皆さんありがとうございました。
それではトロフィーを持ち上げてください。The Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2018 Champion from Taiwan, Wang Jianshen! 素晴らしい試合を見せてくれた選手にもう一度盛大な拍手をお送りください。 選手退場。
もう一度ステージに登場していただきましょう。
Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2018 Dragon Duel Third Prize. From Japan, Naoki Shitagaki. Second prize from Germany, Kai Heidinger. Champion from the USA, Charlie Fudge III. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2018 Dual Links. Third prize from Chile, Patricio. Second prize from Brazil, Junior Silva. Champion from Japan, Takahito Hamada. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2018. Third prize from Italy, Francesco Simoncelli. Second prize from Australia, Bodan Temnik. Champion from Taiwan, Wang Jiachen.
3部門のファイナリストたちにもう一度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。そしてこの2日間の大会を戦い抜いた全てのデュエリストたちにも登場していただきます。遊戯王ワールドチャンピオンシップ2018すべての戦いが終了しました。今年もさまざまなドラマが生まれ、そして新しいストーリーも誕生した戦いでした。熱きゲーミングアスリートたちにもう一度大きな拍手をお願いします。そして今この時から次の世界が始まります。2019年の 新しい戦いに向けてスタートを切りましょう。最後に皆さん一緒にコールをお願いします。それでは参りましょう。
3, 2, 1, duel!
Too.
Yeah. That, all over the place, every match. I rode the roller coaster.
Yeah. From start to finish, this has been an incredible tournament. And what a fantastic climax it was in that finals.
Well, two things from that last match that I really want to point out. So obviously there's the mind crush, where if he caught it right, he would have been able to go.
Yeah.
And due to the last damage needed to tilt the score back in his favor.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen. But before that, I think there was a really clutch play from Tim there. When the multi-faker was summoned, where he managed to both ghost over it to keep it off the field and effect veiler it at the same time to negate its effect.
Yeah.
That got him in that position.
Yeah, making use of those hand traps that would traditionally not be good in the matchup, right? Yeah. He's making the best out of his worst.
It is, and that's especially after the beginning of the game. We're assuming that he had the mind control. Is that what we're assuming for the Thunder King?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's got to be it. Yeah, I think if you just mind control the Thunder King and then play something else and link it away, then yeah, I think that's why he felt so strongly about that move.
But he managed to get back into it, get his head back in the game, and he came up with some really clutch plays there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love Eater Million Spanish everything.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun, and especially if it's one of your last turns and you have to deal as much damage as possible, the move makes a lot more sense.
Indeed.
Yeah. I think just I cannot get over the lullaby of obedience. And he was like, no, this is my Cyber Dragon. Yeah. I want it back. I need it now.
That was really good. So the lullaby worked out a lot better in that matchup than I initially expected it would have. I remember Bowden saying, well, this is mainly for the Ultimate Mirror match.
Yeah.
To get more multi-fakers out of the way. Because in that case, you'll, if they special summon it, you get the effect, or if it goes to your hand, you can summon it later.
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
the effect. But sometimes if you're going to come up against the matchup you're not expecting, you have to take another hard look at your cards and see, okay, how are these going to help me in this matchup?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So flexibility is one of those things that you definitely need to be as a competitor.
Yeah, thinking on your feet, right?
Yeah.
Every little twist and turn, adapting. You know, he sided in Lullaby Obedience for Inspector Border. Halfway through duel, realizes Cyber Dragon might be the way to go. But also, Ching correcting that tilt he had, you know, oh man, I should have just mind controlled the Thunder King round, normal summoned a monster, linked it away. I could have had it.
When he drew his card for turn, you saw him just tell himself, compose himself. He took a breath, and everything that was on tilt came right out of his mouth in that single breath, and he was able to compose himself and bring it right back to game face. It was amazing.
Yeah, so it's a little rough for Altergeist. I really did think coming into this that Altergeist was going to get it, and you know, with a different call on Mind Crusher, would have.
Yeah, definitely.
But Trickstar, well-deserved victory there.
Yeah,
That's the only person in the tournament playing it.
Indeed.
that's the drawbacks of Mind Control, of Mind Crush, sorry, I guess.
Yeah.
If you do get it wrong, it's real devastating.
It was interesting that his choice was Lycris, especially after already seeing one. The odds of there being another would be very low.
Yeah, by sheer guesswork.
Candina, and I think his read shouldn't have been Eater of Millions.
Yeah.
Because he would have just summoned that against the Thunder King Rao anyway, right?
Yes.
Like he could have held on to Cyber Dragon or at least played it throughout the game. So, yeah.
Candina would have been at least a better choice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Yep, I think we're coming back to us.
Oh, yep. So next year, well, we don't have some information on where we're going to be next year, but make sure to stay tuned to the Yu-Gi-Oh website to find out where the World Championship, where in the world it might be next time.
Yeah, so any closing thoughts? Robbie, let's start with you.
I had a great weekend. That's all I got to say. A great weekend. Couldn't have asked for a better match.
I agree with that sentiment on not being able to get a better match, or at least a better third game. The first two were just so weird. Yeah. All the stuff the numbers say doesn't happen, say won't happen, it's eventually going to happen. Eventually it's going to happen. It just happened to be in the finals of the World Championship this time.
Exactly. The Lullaby.
Desire, Lullaby.
Desires, Lullaby, that whole thing.
That was crazy, but I've had a fantastic, well, it's almost been a week here.
Yeah, exactly.
In Wednesday. Yeah, so it's about 5 days. I loved my time in Japan this time around, and I really enjoyed the tournament. Been a lot of really entertaining matches so far, all capped off with a final. It's really everything you could ask for.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
a World Championship game.
So Wang Chia-Ching is our world champion of Yu-Gi-Oh! For 2018 with a deck that was completely unexpected, Trickstars. But apparently the pop idols in the location around us led him to victory.
There were only three of them in that whole thing.
Exactly. But still. So that's going to be it from us here from Japan for the World Championships 2018. We'll catch you guys soon. Keep on dueling.